Our top story tonight, from Savannah to cities across the nation, activists took to the streets today for May Day rallies demanding better pay and safer working conditions. Here in Savannah, dozens gathered at Forsyth Park before marching downtown. WSAV's Isabella Baez has more on the message behind the movement.
That's right, Tina. Protesters gathered outside of Savannah's Forsyth Park, holding signs advocating for higher wages and better working conditions for all workers, but for specifically immigrant workers.
The United States recognizes Labor Day in September. However, May 1st or May Day is International Workers' Day, a holiday in many countries. A holiday activist says needs to be recognized here at home.
May Day was here in the United States. It was a day born out of struggle here when we were fighting for the 8-hour workday. It's kind of crazy that it's not a national holiday here, but it's celebrated like one overseas.
During Friday's protest, speakers shared stories of their own workplace experiences, and some sharing the stories they say they've heard from others.
Our immigrant neighbors who live in fear of deportation, the bosses can use that fear to exploit and steal wages and dignity from them and make them work in unsafe conditions.
Jenny Myron with Migrant Equity Southeast says the rally is also to acknowledge the workers who were taken during the Immigration Customs Enforcement raid at the Hyundai mega site last September.
We are also doing remembrance for the Hyundai workers of last year's Hyundai raid. We just want to remember and acknowledge their labor, of course, but also show how it's almost been a year and there's still a lot of repercussions into that event.
Protesters left Forsyth Park and marched all the way to Savannah City Hall, saying chants calling for peace and equal rights. As well as WSAV News 3 on your side.
Thank you, Isabella. New tonight, a Chatham County teacher is behind bars tonight, accused of having an inappropriate sexual relationship with a student. 35-year-old Paulina Walden was arrested by the Savannah Police Department today on charges of improper sexual contact with a student and child molestation. According to investigators, the Board of Education Police Department contacted Savannah Police on April 24th after receiving reports of an alleged inappropriate relationship between Walden and a student. The Savannah Chatham County Public School System says administrators took immediate action, reassigning Walden, an English teacher at Jenkins High School, to a location with no student contact while the investigation was underway. Well, district leaders say Walden has been employed with SCCPSS since September 2023. Police say the alleged incidents did not take place on school property, making Savannah Police the lead investigative agency. Walden is now being held at the Chatham County Detention Center. Savannah police are investigating a late-night shooting on the city's east side. The Savannah Police Department says it happened just after 10:15 last night in the 1200 block of East 33rd Street. Police say a man was shot and took himself to the hospital and is in stable condition. No suspect information has been released at this time. We are working on getting you those details. Anyone with information is asked to contact Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020. Some new details tonight. 3 suspects are now behind bars, accused of shooting and damaging a Pooler house. The Pooler Police Department tells WSAV it happened early yesterday morning at a home near Garden Acres Way and Crawford Way. No injuries were reported, but there were people, including children, inside at the time. Jordan Waltower, Nathaniel Dantzler, and Jaquel Robertson each are being charged with 4 counts of aggravated assault and 4 counts of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Some new developments to tell you about now. The man accused in the deadly stabbing of a teenager outside the Whitmarsh Island Walmart appeared in court today as both sides prepare for trial. Delano Middleton is charged with murder in the death of 18-year-old J.T. Schroeder following the October stabbing. The defense says they are prepared for trial, but say they are still waiting on additional video footage and documents from Walmart. Investigators say Schroeder reportedly kicked Middleton's shopping cart before the confrontation escalated. Schroeder later died from his injuries, though questions remain after his body was cremated before authorities could perform an autopsy, despite holds from investigations. And Middleton's trial is now set for August 3rd. Federal agents say they stopped an illegal firearms scheme in real time at a local post office, with 2 people now in custody. Witnesses say the scheme quickly escalated with sirens, undercover officers, and guns drawn outside a busy area. WSAV's Danielle Cobb now with more on what authorities say was inside that package and how they tracked it down.
Yesterday, this post office was packed, not with the normal crowd, but federal agents intercepting 2 people wanted for ordering illegal firearm material through the mail.
It was like a movie.
Keishan Patel was stocking shelves at his business 2 doors down from the post office when he heard tires screech and sirens.
I just happened to walk outside and this undercover cops surrounded the car, guns drawn. Never seen anything like that in real life.
It's not a common sight in the area. The United States Postal Inspection Services and Homeland Security were after 18-year-old Brandon Anderson and a woman. Authorities confirmed the 2 were arrested for ordering illegal weapon material through the mail.
There was a notification that there was a parcel that contained illegal firearms or firearm parts. Sadly, people do it more than they should. We see it not as much as like mail theft or drugs in the mail, but guns can be a problem at times. Normally, these are tied to gangs who are trying to get like illegal guns or things like Glock switches, which you've heard about in the media, of course.
Anderson is currently being held at the Beaufort County Detention Center on a felony machine gun possession charge. The woman's identity or charges remain unknown at this time. The 2 await to see if they'll be indicted by a federal grand jury.
Our main goal is to make sure that everyone maintains trust in the mail and know that we're out here actively enforcing the laws that pertain to the mail.
The U.S. Postal Inspector says they often build patterns, and this was one of those cases where there may have been illegal packages in the past, but they aren't revealing any more information at this time as the investigation continues. Danielle Cobb, WSAV News 3, on your side.
A well-known Savannah downtown restaurant that once drew crowds for brunch and nightlife is officially closing its chapter. The Ordinary Pub has announced it will not be reopening its doors, ending a decade-long run in downtown Savannah. Owners say the decision comes after the building collapsed during Hurricane Helene in September 2024. Despite efforts over the past year and a half to rebuild and return, the team says it just isn't meant to be. The team says while the Ordinary Pub is closing, they're looking ahead to their next chapter and inviting the community to follow along. A major new investment is headed into Georgia's education pipeline as one of the state's largest aviation companies puts millions toward training the next generation of workers. Gulfstream is committing $5 million to education programs across Georgia, spanning from K through 12 schools to technical colleges and universities. Company leaders say the funding is intended to support workforce development and aviation and related fields as demand for skilled labor continues. At Savannah Technical College, officials say their aviation training center is currently at capacity. They say plans are in place to expand the facility, which would eventually increase student training capacity.
Investments in labs, equipment, and tools so students are learning on what they'll actually use on day one. That's how you close the gap between education and the workforce.
Officials say the program is expected to support long-term workforce development across Georgia's aviation sector. Coming up, rising gas prices